G'day everyone, it is the Captain. Welcome back to the channel. Big thank you, of course, to each and every one of you that like and subscribe to these videos and you share them around the world with all of your buddies and all of your pals and all of your mates. So big thank you for that, and a big thank you for all your comments as well. I do enjoy reading through as many of them as I can. Today we are back in the land down under, my home country of Australia, where we catch up with Glen. This is Glen. Glen's a dick. Glen, I think, sold his brain for some magical beans somewhere along the track. In fact, I think Glen would forget his own name if it wasn't already tattooed on his mum's lower back. Glen gets pulled over for a random breath test in a little town called Wollongong, which is in New South Wales. Now, Glen isn't a big fan of this whole encounter. One little bit. Go figure.
State your name.
Yeah, I'll start from the beginning. How about we do that?
Yes, let's do that.
All right. Senior Constable Roncardo, Wollongong Highway Patrol.
Thank you.
I'm required by law to let you know I'm wearing a body-worn video camera that's recording, and there's cameras in the Highway Patrol car that are recording.
That's
as well.
fine, no dramas at all.
All right. Do you agree that I've directed you into the RBT site for the purposes of random testing?
I agree, you pulled me in for that, yeah.
Right. Do you agree that I've asked you to produce your driver's licence?
Yes, and do you agree that I've said to you that is a commercial contract to the Roads and Maritime Services, and that is a separate corporation to the New South Wales Police Force, which is a different ABN, so you didn't have the consent by me, I am the beneficiary and the executor of that legal fiction name. You didn't have the consent to even look up the details of that commercial contract to the RMS, because you're a separate corporation.
What on earth are you on about, you dumb wombat shit sniffer? Dead set, mate. You are driving a car, not sailing a ship, so I don't know why the maritime law means anything. A lot of Australians like to go to the maritime law card for some unknown reason. You see them protesting in the streets with the red Australian flag, which is a naval flag, which has fuck all to do with anything that happens on the land. Listen. Under the Random Breath Test Act, it states pretty clearly that an officer may require you to submit a breath test if he or she believes that you are, one, driving a motor vehicle on a road, or you are the person occupying the driver's seat of a motor vehicle on a road. It's pretty fucking simple.
I agree you said something similar to that, not quite as long as that, much shorter.
I do study law.
Yeah, all right. So, in the end, it said you're driving a motor vehicle and the state of New South Wales...
No, I'm not driving a motor vehicle, I'm travelling.
You're required to produce, carry and produce a driver's licence when police ask.
That'd be if you're conducting commerce, and I'm not conducting commerce, I'm actually travelling.
Do you agree that I then gave you a warning that if you didn't produce that driver's licence that you would be arrested?
Oh, I agree you gave me that warning, but I find you have no jurisdiction as the state of New South Wales is registered to Washington DC under the... listen to me, please. I'm going to continue. State of New South Wales is registered to Washington DC on the Security Exchange Commission 0000071545, which means that you now require an ASIC 4AD memorandum, ASIC 402, ASIC 403, ASIC 404 and ASIC 405 to be able to conduct business lawfully in this country.
Mate, you need to stop masturbating in public change rooms. You are starting to lose brain cells through the eye of your penis. My God. First off, the New South Wales Police Force is actually registered in New South Wales. Go figure. There's its ABN number, the Australian Business Number. It needs this number in order to pay taxes when it's issuing, pays and buying equipment and anything to do with, taxation type stuff. All because you read it on the internet, mate, doesn't make it factual. Look at Isel Fisher, right? She's now currently standing at my door because someone tweeted out that the captain was looking for a brand new fuck buddy. Is she wrong? No, but she shouldn't have jumped to that conclusion on her own. She should have waited to be invited. And now she's standing out there with her sleeping bag in her hand, waiting for some Captain Penis. I think where Glen's getting confused is the Commonwealth of Australia is indeed registered in the United States Stock Exchange, like all foreign countries. It has to do this in order to issue securities, right? It's not a registered corporation at all. Do at least a minute worth of research on any fucking search engine or fucking ring the government and you would have worked this out all on your own.
Again, I've mentioned to you before, I don't know what you're talking about.
I do because I study law.
Yep. In the end, I'm dealing with the road rules in terms of New South Wales, the road legislation.
Well, I just told you, the state of New South Wales is registered to Washington DC without the people's consent of this country.
Sir, this is your last warning. You need to produce
I
your
don't
driver's
need
license.
to. No, I don't, sir. You know.
Senior Constable Roncato, at this point in
Do
time,
you not?
sir,
Do
you're
not?
under
Do not?
arrest.
Do not come in my private property, sir.
Sir, you're under
Do
arrest.
not enter my
I
private property. You are
identify
trespassing on my
as a
private
driver of
property.
a motor vehicle.
You do not have consent to enter my property. This is my private property. Sorry, you do not have consent. You don't have consent. If you break my window,
Open it up.
if you break my window, no, you are trespassing against my property, sir. You do not have consent. You now placing you under penalty of perjury, you must provide the material evidence that you are not a business.
So sadly, the cop gives up on smashing the window of this mouse molester, but he does go out there and start jotting down the details because the cop knows that he's in a small country town in the middle of nowhere, and playing fuck around and find out at this RBT stop can be a little bit dangerous because it's going to take a little bit for backup to get to him. So he's happy to jot down these details and play the game back at Glen's trailer park address. You see, Glen still lives in a trailer with his mum and his mum's boyfriend. He has to sleep on the couch. Well, we say boyfriend, but it's really his uncle.
Now, placing you under penalty of perjury, you must provide the material evidence that you are not a business. Right now, you must provide the material evidence that you're not a business. You're under penalty of perjury now, I remind you, officer. I know the law very well. I study contract law. All right? I know exactly what goes on here. You do not have jurisdiction over me. I am under the jurisdiction, and within the jurisdiction, and here we go, here's my identification of the Global Federal Postal Courts.
What in the actual fuck are you on about? The Global Federal Postal Court? What? Global Federal? What the fuck? Oh, are you talking about this bullshit artist, this gerbil fucking grifter David Windmiller? I fucking know what you're on about now. By the way, this guy is dead. So we win this round. 2, he's not a real judge. We win that round. And 3, you're nothing but a dead dumb fuck. So we win.
That's a legal fiction name, that is not I. Legal fiction name, that's not I. You are committing personage right now by trying to identify me as a legal fiction name. You do not have the right to do so. That is personage. Personage is a crime. You're supposed to be upholding the law, sir. I am under global federal jurisdiction. Do you want to see my identification tag? You do not have jurisdiction over me. Real federal, not corporate. I am a student of Mark Kishon Christopher, the Global Chief Postal Court Judge.
When one fuckhead dies, there's always a bald-headed badger banger ready to take his place. Meet Mark! Mark is an old goat groper from way back in the day, and he started using dry dead dingo donger Dave's old setup. Mark's trying to start his own Jonestown, but instead of people dying because they drank Kool-Aid, they're all going to die because they got blunt force trauma to their assholes.
Do you still want to wish to try to contract with me, sir? Do you believe you are higher jurisdiction than Mark Kishon Christopher, the Global Chief Postal Court Judge?
I just wanted to point out that my postman has more fucking legal jurisdiction than Mark the Fark.
The real federal. Commonwealth of Australia is registered to Washington DC on the Security Exchange Commission 0000805157. That is fraud, that is treason, that is without the people's consent. Sir, you are sitting in a position of treason right now. I will take this to the courts. I've already beaten the Chief Magistrate in the court in Sydney. And you will be next on the litigation. You will be held liable in the private capacity. Do you understand? In the private capacity, you will be held liable. Your badge is your indemnity number. Your corporation does not cover you for your own conduct. Do you understand? So you do not have jurisdiction over me. I am global federal jurisdiction. And you will be receiving a judicial notice from me. Do you understand? Corporation cannot make laws for the living, nor can a corporation enforce laws on the living. Sir, I run a channel that reaches over 1.4 million people weekly.
Fuck me, he just goes on and on and on, doesn't he? Look, he's got a Telegram channel that has about 50 people on it, and his Facebook's only got 100 or so friends, so I don't know where he's getting the rest of these views from. Fucking magic, I guess. I love how the copters just tuned him out too, just standing there doing his Sudoku, waiting for his shift to come to an end.
And I will make you famous. I need to go. I have to be somewhere. Sorry. No! You do not have jurisdiction over me. I am global federal jurisdiction. Right there, my friend. Right there, global federal jurisdiction. We are the ones serving you notice. I have already served the New South Wales Police Force notice, judicial notice. They have been acquiescent to all the questions I have proponed. A to Z of questions, which will be brought up. And A to Z of questions, they could not confirm their jurisdiction nor their authority. Okay, I know exactly what I'm talking about because I study this stuff for many years. You don't have jurisdiction over me, sir. I am going. Thank you. Have a good day. No, there's no Mr. Glen Short here. You are talking a legal fiction name.
So sadly, Glen gets to leave the scene, but the copper's played it very smart. He's managed to get all the details that's required, knows where he lives, knows his name, knows everything he needs to do to go back to Glen's place to play a bit of fuck around to find out after he's assembled his team. Because being one-on-one on the country road there probably isn't safe to play fuck around and find out, because anything could go wrong for the copper. He could lose his firearm, he could lose his taser, or someone gets skittled by a car and the copper gets in trouble for that. So he's played it fairly smart, going fuck it, we'll just get him in his own house, life will be good. And, strangely enough, that's exactly what happened. The police turn up to his house and charge him with 7 different offences, including driving whilst unlicensed, using an unregistered Class A motor vehicle on a roadway, refusing or failing to submit a breath test. He was also done for resisting police in the execution of their duties, and he is due to face court on the 25th of September 2023. And if I find out what's going on, I'll give you all a bit of an update. But that brings us to the end of another great video. Thank you so much for everybody that likes and subscribes and has a lot of fun while they're here on this channel. But I gotta get going. You know, there's so many things I gotta do today. Oh, fuck, I forgot about Isel. She's out the fucking front door still. Yeah, I'm coming. Hang on. I better go and give her some rooting, because that's what I'm fucking good at. So I better get going. All right, fuck you. All right. Jesus Christ. All right. Hooroo.